It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Wednesday, January 3rd, 2018, and welcome to another edition of Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, along with Jerry Hogan and Scooter Callis, and our guest today will be Senator Scott Flippo. Welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Good
Happy
morning.
to be with y'all.
Good to see you, and still cold outside, gentlemen.
I better turn my
Turn
mic
the
up. I can't
microphone.
even hear myself. That's kind of sad.
Can you hear me now?
I got you.
All right.
At least it's not like it was yesterday. Yesterday we were in
We
single
got a heat
digits.
wave here. It's 16 degrees right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's almost twice what it was yesterday morning.
I'm fine with that.
Really? Really? Are you just trying to like be the glass is half full this morning, or are you really okay with that?
The guy that slept in this morning is going to pipe up.
You know, if we
So one thing I love about y'all's show is like we'll go right there, right out of the gate. Yeah, the guy that drove back from Little Rock last night
To do this
specifically to do this show, just to turn around and drive back is going to give you a hard time. You're absolutely right.
if we double the temperature, we're still at freezing.
Dude, I see you trying to change the subject. Yes, we are.
Yes,
I gotta have it here for the whole hour.
nice segue, Dale. Nice segue.
Did you hear Scott just rip on the senator right off the bat?
Oh
But
goodness.
When,
We've lost
when I
control.
called him on the phone one time, I said, "Hello, Senator." He said, "Oh, I'm in trouble." I said, "Why is that?" He said, "Whenever you call me Senator, I'm in trouble."
Well, and it's true. Is whenever Dale gets very formal with me, I always get really concerned. It's like when your mom calls you by all 3 names. It's never because you've done anything good. It's the kind of the equivalent of when Dale calls you Senator.
Oh,
I can actually resemble that remark.
Okay. So everybody remembers growing up. Mine's Scott Patterson Flippo. So when my mom said Scott Patterson Flippo, well, I knew it was because I'd
You
done
were in
nothing
trouble.
good. Yeah,
I know.
no.
I went ahead and put it on your whole title. No, I'm just I got your back.
I hope you don't go home to frozen water pipes today.
I called him on the phone the other day and told him that Chief Justice was going to be here. I told this on January 1st. He's already on the way to Fayetteville, catch a flight. And I said, well, the Chief Justice had some water damage. Dang it, Dale. Now I'm going to be thinking the whole flight. Did I turn the water?
And you know what? Hey, and I left the bathroom faucet dripping.
Good.
Say,
FYI.
smart man.
No. Experience
Experience.
is what makes you
Learn
smart.
from experience.
Experience will
That
make
lack
you
of
smart.
being able to take a shower will do it.
You betcha.
And we're all enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee this morning.
If
It's
you can't tell.
16 Yeah. I'm on my second cup. It's just now 7:03. Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. Check them out if you heard in the introduction. 3 locations to serve you. BRMC Lobby, Bomber Boulevard, and 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness. Best coffee in town.
Or you can stop by right here and pick you up a cup.
Have a cup with the Senator this morning.
Get your motor running.
You'll have to take, a little bit of a hard time, but it's worth for a cup of coffee. Brewed
Oh, yeah.
Awakening's phenomenal. So if you got to take a ribbing from Dale and Scooter, well, it's worth the price.
All right.
Be sure to check out Brewed Awakening Coffee. If you've not had Brewed Awakening Coffee, you're not getting real coffee. Is it real coffee today?
That's diesel. That's good stuff, man.
He's moved it up a notch, huh?
Yeah. Off 10W30 into diesel.
I didn't think you could get any more in that. It's like humped over on the little thing you slide in. It's just, I didn't think you'd get any
I
more
think
in
just
there.
put about a gallon bucket up above the filter.
All right, let's move on.
All right, morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes. We got that logo there.
Yep.
So good to have that fine group come on and join us here at XL7T, the Roller Funeral Home family.
Glad to
And
have you.
with all their respect, all our respect, and fine
They're
group.
great people, great company, great business. Ever get a chance to talk to them. They really are just
folks.
wonderful folks.
And
Let's
we're
pause
gonna-
now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, today across our state, the children and older students return to the classroom along with the faculty and administration. Hopefully, Lord, they've all had a good break from school, but now as they restart for the winter and spring, Lord, I just pray you please hear my prayer to keep evil out of our schools. We know what can happen. That's why I'm praying, Lord, that every inch of every school building will be protected by you. And I pray you protect our schools and all that enter them, Lord. And that's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
And the morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas. Appreciate them very, very much. Jerry, you want to comment on Roller?
I think you said it all.
Did I?
That's kind of a touchy issue there when you start commenting on funeral homes. I mean, you can, you know, I mean, it's that
They
time.
have a tough job.
Yes, they do.
But they handle every situation with every ounce of professionalism available.
And that's what it takes. And
that's why, with
moment.
all our respect from Roller Funeral Homes.
Yep.
Weather-wise, weather brought to you by your local Sears store. I love Sears. I got to go down and find something else. I need one of them little drills that's got a little impact. I'm working on a...
Just got all new appliances, all Whirlpool.
Did you?
All Whirlpool.
There you go.
You bet.
Did you go down to Sears?
With Shays, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. So, but both locally hometown companies.
Yep.
But yeah, went there, got all Whirlpool. Looking forward to getting them in. You know,
There you go.
making America great again.
Yeah, yeah.
Got you.
Your hometown Sears store. I shopped a lot there for Christmas. I got to go down and get one of those little impact drills. I'm working on a...
What is that?
It's a little... You know,
Now,
that's
can you
called
do that
sound
back-
effects.
Can you do that backwards?
No.
You're going to stump them, Skip.
As he pauses for 10 seconds, he's like, no.
I was working on it.
I hate it when he mics up.
Well, I've got this Pioneer 707. I need to take the housing off. I got to adjust a resistor. But the bolts on it are so tight that it's starting to round out the head of the Phillips screw. And I need one of those little ones that get that little impact. Can you do that, Jerry?
I'm not even going to attempt it, buddy.
I bet he could on his third cup of Brewed Awakening, though.
Yeah, I'll get
I'm
Phillips cup
thinking
up there.
cutting torch at this point. I don't chew.
Boy, oh boy. This is going to be a long show today.
There's nothing good going to come out of this show. I can just tell
Well,
you
the
right
weather
now.
brought to you by your hometown Sears store. Check them out for all your appliance needs and tools and anything. Check out Sears first. 16 degrees in Mountain Home, 18 at Harrison, 19 in Hardy. Mountain View, Arkansas checks in at 16. It's 18 in Yellville, 16 in Marshall. These sounds like football scores at the halftime. It's Hardy 19, Harrison 18. You know, Marshall at 16, Calico at 16. But we have a heat wave in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, on Highway 67. 20 degrees there. Branson at 16. Same with West Plains, but 9. I checked Watford City, North Dakota, because my son lives there. The other day it was 35 below. Now it's 9 degrees.
No, when you don't have a temperature, there's something wrong.
Yesterday we were in hockey scores, so it's kind of nice to get up to football level.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I'm ready for basketball scores.
That's the great thing about Scooter's mentality. You know, it's like earlier he was saying that, you know, well, compared to yesterday, we're having a heat wave today, and I can tolerate 16 degrees. So if it's in North Dakota and it's 35 below, and the next day it's 20 below, he's going to be celebrating.
Yeah.
The glass is
yeah.
half full.
See?
Life is good.
yeah.
The weather's only getting better.
At
I
9
didn't.
I mean-
I didn't sleep in.
Did not
I mean,
sleep in.
life is great.
I mean, at 9 degrees above zero, they've got a 40-degree heat wave going on by now. I mean, you know, nearly 40-degree difference there.
Did I see like on the weather, like Orlando has got a chance of snow or flurries? Jacksonville
saw
area, the
that.
Panhandle area.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Going down.
Tallahassee.
Wow. Here's your current radar. This is from the National Weather Service. If you want to follow along, it's www.weather.gov/radar. And you can see there's quite a bit of precipitation in Florida, southern part of Georgia, very southern South Carolina, and maybe touching a little bit of Alabama right there. A little bit of precip going on in the Great Lakes area. You can see that coming across Chicago into Gary, Indiana, into Michigan, across the lake. And I think we see a little bit. I'm going to highlight Poplar Bluff and the Paducah, Kentucky area here. A little bit of precip just between Jonesboro and Batesville all the way up to Poplar Bluff, Missouri. That could be affecting Highway 63 in Arkansas, Highway 62, 412 east of here, and Highway 67 towards Poplar Bluff. And as you can see there over in western Tennessee, just between Dyersburg and Jackson, a little bit of precip showing up there as well. Anyway, other than that, the highways, let's check those highways in Arkansas. I'm going to hit that Little Rock radar real quick.
Please do that.
The road to Mountain Home to Little Rock is frozen solid. Scott, you can't go. You got to stay and do the other show this afternoon.
Horrible.
With the exception of that little bit over between Batesville and Jonesboro, everything seems to be good. It's even trailing down. I doubt that this is even hitting the ground here on I-40, but it looks like safe travels today in Arkansas.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Jerry, I think the FFA has got a deal come up Saturday. Did you see that? They've got a rodeo or something going on.
Oh, yeah, I did, but I didn't have it ready to go, man. But I can get it there.
He's over here like, way to go. I wasn't ready for that.
But I will tell you, in Cotter,
Okay, what's in Cotter?
January 5th, they got 2018 B62 kickoff, Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's craft and hobby show
And where's it at?
in Cotter. That's all it says there.
Huh.
In Cotter. But yeah.
And I think the local FFA chapter is having, they're just having a big gig out there. I think at Cowboy Church? At the arena at Cowboy Church? Is that what you
Oh, I
heard?
believe you.
Yep.
Oh, probably so.
Yeah, so a friend of mine, Mike Bradshaw, he's going. So, anything else? Any other activities people know what's going on here?
Go to First Christian Church and you can pray at noontime.
Today?
Pray for the new year. Yeah, they got the
Right.
prayer
There you go.
hour.
There you go.
Yep, good way to start the year.
I like that.
We've been doing that here.
Yeah,
Yep.
every day. You got to. Good way to
Yeah,
start
not just
the
a
day.
year, but a day.
You bet you.
And here, after a little while, we'll start having the Christian Academy kids.
Yeah,
coming
we're
over.
looking at that possibly as soon as the 15th of January. The Christian Academy kids will come in and do the morning prayer.
Do you know what's so cool about that is the kids have to write their own prayer.
I love it.
They're not given anything. They're not. They have to sit down and actually write it and come in. And a number of them don't even write anything down. They're off the cuff. And I
Ad-lib.
love to see that because it's all heart. It's all just, here it is.
You know, from a child comes so much wisdom. You know, we
Yeah.
can learn so much from children and just their simple ways, you know. But I'm looking forward to that. We're working with Sandy. And, you know, of course, we've got the legalities we have to cover between the TV station and the school. But
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any bureaucratic red tape that we need to get rid of?
I don't know if you can get it done by the 15th of January, but you can try.
Yeah, where do you want to start?
Well, I mean, you know.
It's
you gotta-
basically we got to get the permission forms to allow the children to appear because the show's broadcast not only antenna and cable, excuse me, but we also have the internet feeds as well. And so,
Can you
we
just
gotta
sign
be
those
careful.
permission forms one time, or do you have to do it each time a child would go on somewhere?
I think for
mean,
each venue,
Okay.
like if we're doing it on television, it would be one thing because there's a visual, but if we were back at the radio, it'd be different because there's no visual.
So,
And so we just
you know,
have to be careful. Want to protect the kids.
strain from the the point at hand, which I'm very good at doing, is I remember when I was a child, and your parents, we still had corporal punishment.
Oh, yeah.
Your parents had a sign, allowing the school to
Yep.
paddle your child. Well, they didn't do that every time your kid got in trouble. It was like that one time. Boy, I remember my mom and dad signing that, and the one time I got paddled was in kindergarten.
Really?
Yeah, and you know why I got paddled? Because it's a horrible thing that they waste nap times on 5-year-olds because you don't really appreciate the
Oh,
benefit of
yeah.
a nap at 1 o'clock in the afternoon when you're 5. But I was picked. The teacher picked me to go around and wake everybody up. And so there was a young girl in my class, and I assumed that I had a crush on her, but she just didn't know how to manifest that. I was still in the kicking in the shin phase.
Oh, no.
So I went and got the paddle out of the teacher's desk, popped her right on the bottom.
Oh,
I
no.
remember getting jerked in that janitor's closet. And the thing I learned about spankings is like you get paddled at school, then you get really spanked at home.
Yeah.
There was none of this, like, parents today is like, well, what's your side of the story? There was no other side of the story when I was coming up.
Yeah, I grew up and you got that gym teacher.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to call the gym teacher. He's waiting out front with the paddle in both hands.
Yeah.
He
He gets like a baseball bat.
He's living for this moment.
You bet.
Like, hey, dude, this is not NASA. I'm not going to the moon. Just,
The
still
sad
launch
part
over
is
the-
you walk out and he's like, oh, scooter again.
Yeah. Get in my daily reps. Workout.
It's time for a break. I need more coffee anyway. Be right back with
right back.
Senator Scott Flippo. Stick around.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either a terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
It is 7:17 on this January 3rd, and we'll welcome our good friend Senator Scott Flippo to the studio. This second time on the program.
Second time.
Came on the TV side of things, and
I appreciate
you were here with Tommy Lamb.
That's correct. And I appreciate your text messages last night as you were explaining to me that you were no longer on radio, that it was TV, and where the station was. And, I was like, Dale, yeah, I've been on your show before. I got you, partner. But you have so many guests. I understand that.
I just tried to make sure everybody realized, after 10 years at radio and, 2 or 3 months here at TV, and just trying to get used to it. So how you been? Good Christmas, New Year's?
Great Christmas, great New Year. Well, New Year's was spent in the airport in D.C.
Yeah.
But no, I was warm. So, and I came home to, a nice house and left my water running so I didn't have frozen pipes. So I was very excited about that. So sometimes it's those little bitty silver linings in life that you grab onto.
So now the looking at the calendar, we're at the midterm election, 2018. Jan Morgan's announced for governor. Of course, Ace has run for election. You got Mark West, Libertarian, Jared Henderson, who has some fine credentials as the Democrat.
I actually went to school with Jared Henderson in college. So we have some mutual friends, you bet. So I hadn't seen him probably since college, but sharp young man.
Well, he's like a rocket scientist.
So
physics and a lot of scientific degrees, along with the business administration.
And that was something that was really evident about Jared. Even when we were both at school at the University of Arkansas, that just a very incredibly bright young man. And I think at the time he was getting ready to go off to Harvard Business School. Yep. And so it was about the last time that I had run into him. We weren't close personal friends, but we had mutual friends. Sure. But just, was one of those guys that, in his early 20s was always talking about things and issues of the day and solutions. And so, really not surprised to see him running. Going to be a hard road to hoe.
Well, and I can throw this out here. I was talking with some people. Mark West, Libertarian, he's got a good chance to bring in some good percentage points. The chance of him winning, honestly, literally you get down to it, is very, very minor. The Libertarian candidate will probably pull 6 to 10% of the votes.
So in Scott Flippo's perfect world, you'd see the Republican Party pull about 20% to the Libertarian side and have that 80-20 split. And I really think that that's how we're going to get a lot of the younger folks. And you look at when Ron Paul ran in 2008,
Right.
and the following that he had. And so, without I'm on board with the Republican platform, but I think every Republican has a libertarian streak in them.
Probably.
And that to appeal to some of
The
these
thing
younger.
is, I don't disagree or agree 100% with every party.
Sure.
You say, well, you're a Democrat, Republican. Well, I'm Republican, but even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Absolutely.
So you really got to listen to everything from all candidates. But I was with the governor and First Lady of Arkansas at a Christmas gathering in Fayetteville on the 18th of December, and I said, what do you expect Mr. Henderson to pull? Will he pull 40%? He's going to get the natural Democrat vote.
Sure.
40, 41, 42, maybe even more. It could be 47, 48%. But if the Libertarian candidate pulls, say, 5 to 10% of the vote, most of that would come from Governor Hutchinson's side.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, so if he's at 55%, should be, and then the Libertarian comes in and pulls 10%, and say he pulls 10% from Mesa, we could have a Democrat elected in 18 in Mr. Henderson.
I would be very surprised at that. And you would probably know this deal. I'm going to put you on the spot. How did Mike Ross do when he ran back in 14? What was that breakdown?
I could pull that. I can pull that up probably during the next break. Election results.
There's no pre-planning on this show, folks.
No,
we don't do anything during the breaks to get ready for the next segment.
Governor election, Arkansas. What was that? 2014.
2014. Interesting, because you're right. I mean, a Libertarian candidate, that's always going to be pulled from a Republican.
Let's see if this is. Mike Ross pulled 41.5% of the vote, and there it is, 55.4. Just what I said. He got 55% of the vote last time. He should get 55% of the vote this time. And that we have to maintain, as on the Republican side, we got to maintain at least that 55%. But let's see, no, who is Frank Gilbert was in, and I don't see his.
Because he didn't even register. I think he had 3 votes out of Marion County.
Oh, he got more than that. Didn't he carry like 1 to 2%?
I don't know.
55. Let me get. That would be 96.9. So he got 4% somewhere. There's 4% missing off of that right there, but it was 55.4 for Governor Hutchinson and 41.5 for the Democrat challenger Mike Ross. And so there's that 55% I'm talking about.
Then you got write-ins. People write in all kinds of silly stuff.
Yeah.
Not me.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a big write-in. I'm not a big write-in person. So Dale, Jared runs, and he is running. What's going to be his platform? I mean, what's he going to come after the governor on? And what's the governor done? What's the governor done poorly? What's Jared going to do differently? And are these going to be big enough issues that he's going to be able to beat the incumbent governor on?
Well, I've talked, like I say, we've talked with the governor several times. We're at Norfolk at the Wolf House at the time, and then the little Christmas gathering in Fayetteville on the 18th. The governor's very strong in the schools with this coding, to the point where he said that some of the big companies like Google and some of these are saying, what did you do? How did you do this? What can we do? And so the scientific eyes are looking at Arkansas and what the governor has done here. That's a very strong point in education.
And, the governor and I've certainly had our fair share of disagreements. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's any secret. This is one of the things that I really agree with him on, and I really respect his leadership on, is it's a long-term vision the governor has here, because, the impact with this computer coding, first of all, it's required that each school in Arkansas, provide this, but it's not required for every student to take it. And so right now in a lot of districts, especially in my area, you only have a handful of students that are signing up for this computer coding. But the governor went to Silicon Valley a couple of years ago, and he came back and he was visiting with some of us, and basically what he surmised from his trip is he says, Facebook and Google and these other tech companies, they're not looking to move to Arkansas. They're looking to take our best and our brightest and bring them out to California. And
He's trying
this
to
is
reverse
where the
that
jobs of the
process.
future are going to be. This is where the industry is going to be.
Right.
And he's looking 20 years down the road. Which one of my, big frustrations with government is that lack of foresight and looking down the road. It's kind of like, let's just get through the day and don't worry about tomorrow so much. And so, a lot of what's, is taking place with this computer coding, the impact, the results are not going to be there tomorrow or even next year or the year after that. So certainly probably not during any time during his administration. But I think it is vitally important that Arkansas begin, walking down that road of computer coding and technology and getting our students acclimated to that for
But
the
you know,
jobs
when he
of
was in
tomorrow.
Norfolk and Senator Missy Irvin was down there at the same time, he was talking to the students that there are some students that are in Arkansas that are like seniors in high school and freshmen in college that are already working part-time doing coding jobs.
It's amazing, like these kids, you've got 2-year-olds that can work an iPhone and download apps. I mean, you've got kids that can really work they can work technology better than they can use words.
That's scary.
You can't talk in a complete sentence, but you can download an app. So to the point being,
Yeah.
obviously the jobs of the future are going to be technical based. I mean, I was at a good friend's wedding in Virginia this past week, and the first McDonald's I went into, you're ordering from a kiosk.
Mm-hmm.
Those jobs are going to be gone. It's going to be technology, but somebody's going to have to code and program those kiosks.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to see.
Well, even churches. I mean, you put your money in the offering. Nowadays, you can go in and swipe your card to pay your tithe and offering to your church or
sure. But
worship
somebody's going to have to code all these apps, and
well, somebody's got to learn how to get it out of the computer.
Exactly. So there are going to be a lot of good-paying jobs there, and so I commend the governor for taking the steps and trying to put Arkansas on the road, so Arkansas can be competitive and not just educating our children in the way of computer coding, but also get these kids to stay here. Here's the biggest thing that Arkansas's got to address. One of the biggest things: we need to keep our best and our brightest here in Arkansas.
Well, and that goes back to that 2014 campaign when even before Asa Hutchinson had announced he would run for governor, I was on the Curtis Coleman campaign. Curtis's big thing was the VOTEC education in Arkansas. At one point, there was 43 vocational technical schools in Arkansas. Now we're down to 3 or 4. They just kind of withered away. And I really think, and I remember in high school, it was about a month before we got out as a senior, and we were in a couple of classes were together, and the counselor says, "What are you going to do after high school?" Sarcastically, I said, "Sleep all day." And he said, "Dale, you're not taking this serious." I said, "No, here's what you're doing. You're trying to force something down our throat at 18 years old that first we've got to get out of high school, clean out the locker, and get our head on straight and figure out what is this all about now." For 18 years,
Sure.
it seemed like we've been kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third. Now it's all changed. We don't have a Christmas break anymore. We don't have summers off. We now have to either get an education, join the military, get in the workforce. We've got a transition period here, and I really, really think in the mid-'70s it was, if you don't go to the University of Arkansas and get that business degree, you're going to be a nobody.
If you don't become a doctor or a lawyer or a bank president.
We're at the point now where we can't find a plumber, we can't find an electrician. Mike Sisk at Minute Mechanic looked for 6 months for somebody that knew how to line a front end on a car. I did it for 30 years.
There is a commercial, and I want to say, we'll just say it's nationwide, and it might not be, but basically, it's a young man in his late teens, early 20s, and he's got a flat tire. He's traveling with his friend. Calls his mom.
Is this
he's
a
like,
lug wrench?
Is this the lug? Yeah.
Is this
Is
the
this the
lug
lug wrench? That's
millennials.
Go to your safe space and Google lug wrench real quickly.
You got to call your insurance company to change a flat tire?
No.
Come on.
Well, that's, the sales pitch for this insurance company is really
Roadside.
making light of the fact about, just how inept some of these younger people are when it comes to, like, certain things like what's a lug wrench. I mean, I can understand if you don't know how to change a tire, that's one thing. But if you don't even know what the lug wrench is or what that would look like, now that's kind of,
When I was 8 years old, my dad had a 65 Chrysler with a 383 V8, and he says, "You want to help change that oil?" "Yeah." He says, "Can you tell me what size wrench that takes?" I get under. I said, "I think it's a 7/8." And he hands me a 7/8 boxed in wrench, and I change oil on that 383 at 8 years old.
Yep. So never, and I won't take it that far. Have never changed the oil, but I can't change a tire. Do know what a lug wrench is. But there's just certain little basic things that if you get to technology, and here's the flip side of technology, I think we're going to progress ourselves right off the face of a cliff.
Yeah, we could.
That's really one of my concerns, to be honest with you.
Technology replaces
is
common
that it
sense.
replaces everything, and we make ourselves almost obsolete because now there's a button for that. There's a button for this. And, you know, you can FaceTime your grandparents. You can send them an email. Well, what about writing them a thank you note? You know, one of the things my mom made my sister and I do. For Christmas and birthdays, we always had to write our grandparents a thank you note, you know, for gifts.
You know, and I got a compliment. There's a person out flipping that has some kids in flipping schools, and I will help their fundraisers. And I get handwritten thank you notes from those students. Technology.
You turn around and you look at like
My
Facebook.
thermostat at home.
My last birthday on Facebook, we had I don't know how many happy birthdays on Facebook,
Sure, but no birthday cards.
And you never realize that they never had to type out a word. I mean, that's at the same a thing you can click on, and it automatically you want to say happy birthday to this.
Sure.
Oh yeah, happy birthday. I mean, there's
It's
no effort.
personal.
No personal. So, you know, with my mom it wasn't just a matter of thank you for the birthday gift. It was thank you for taking the time to, you wrote
a
go
note
and get this. And so, what did this mean to you? How did it make you feel? What did your grandparents have to give up or to do in order to get you this? I mean, she really made me think about. So it wasn't just a matter of a simple thank you, I love you, but I had to write, you know, a paragraph. And she, you know, really pushed me to things like, well, what did your grandparents have to do or give up in order to get you or your sister this? And then we had to incorporate that into these cards. And repetition now is you keep on doing that. You know, it becomes a little bit easier. And one of the things that I enjoy about not just being in the Senate, but I like to write people notes now. And since the taxpayers are paying for this nice kind of fancy stationery that we get in the legislature, I figure since I am a self-avowed conservative, it is my responsibility to put it to good use. So I like to write a lot. And, you know, that's one of the things that I always hope that is just whenever somebody takes time to write me something, I always hold on to it. It always means something to me when somebody's taking the time to.
I got
pen and paper.
50-year-old birthday cards.
Sure,
from grandparents.
I'm the same. Okay,
yeah.
I'm probably the same way.
Yeah.
But that's where that kids are losing today, and not just young people, but even older people. That that as technology has taken over, and email, and text, and all these other things, that we're kind of strained from that. And what about like looking somebody in the eye when you talk to them, a firm handshake? Not being an internet cowboy and running off the mouth when you're going to sit there face to face and just be pleasant to, I don't really understand all these dynamics. And I mean, you can't be one thing on the internet and then another thing, face to face. If your social network is bigger than your personal human network, you have a problem.
You got a problem. We need to take a break. Technology at its best. Commercials. Be right back.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with a pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant, located on the square in Mountain Home. Your White River getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
More than just propane, Breeze Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Breeze Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Breeze Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
Hi, I'm Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup. If anybody needs trash service in the area, please give us a call. Arch Trash Service is veteran owned and I've been in the local area resident for over 20 years. I'll provide a better service than the other guys and even provide front door service trash pickup for those that aren't able to take their trash to the curb. We'll also pick up almost anything and even provide free recycling. I am Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup, and please give me a call for all your trash service needs.
And we're back, 7:37 on this January 3rd, 2018 visit with Senator Scott Flippo. And we were talking about some of the accomplishments of Governor Hutchinson. And you said you've disagreed on several issues and agree. And I think that's good politics because that means you're working for us. You're not being, controlled by anybody but your constituents saying this is what we want. Sure. So another good thing that the governor has done is this rice crop for Arkansas in the trade with Cuba. And that's, we go back to the broken clock that's right twice a day when President Obama started establishing a new relationship with Cuba to try to
lift some of those embargoes
get
and
relations going again. And it's been there's been some issues since then, but our rice crop's going to.
Absolutely, and they're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, connoisseurs of rice. I mean, so Cubans eat rice and beans.
Yep.
And so, there's always a yin and a yang, ups and downs. And I know that, certainly in Arkansas politics, there wasn't a unanimous consensus on when President Obama lifted that embargo on Cuba, but certainly from an agricultural standpoint.
But even when I'm trying to think back, the day after Governor Hutchinson elect, he wasn't even inaugurated yet. He was already, I think him and Kelly Lincoln, one other, went to either D.C. or Cuba, and they started working on this to get it going by the time the inauguration in January.
Sure.
To get this up and running. So the proof is in the pudding. We hear that a lot. Go east of here. Go to Paragould, all the way over into Kennett, Missouri. Well, you're staying in Arkansas, but you head over towards Kennett, Missouri, and what was once cotton and soybeans is now
rice.
Rice.
And that's where the market is. That's what they're going to build
acres
sell.
and acres and acres of flooded fields over there for rice in Arkansas. And I know exactly what it's about. It's because they can get good money on every bushel.
Speaking of Cuba, and if we talk about mechanics, why don't we go to Cuba and find some good mechanics over there? You got people that they've had an embargo for 60 years, so they've had the same vehicle since 1955. Like if you have a 56 or 57 model, you've got the newest model on the roads in Cuba.
See,
but
I
these
still
things are
have,
still running.
I still have my 57 Chrysler with the original Hemi engine. I could go to Cuba and get some parts.
Now, who do you think's got a better skills? Is the
Can you think
40-year-old
of
Cuban that doesn't know anything about Facebook but can keep a 60, 70-year-old car running?
Yeah, think about the piston rings. They're wore out.
What
But yet they have to make them.
And they got to make them and fabricate things and figure it out. And
I saw a boy one time had like a 56 Plymouth or Chevy or something, and the shock absorbers were so bad he was cutting it open and rebuilding the shock absorber and welding it back. You couldn't get parts. He made it.
Necessity is the mother of all invention. It really, really is. And if we think back to growing up, I mean, it was going outside and using your imagination and thinking, and then it's like, I want to do this. I want to build a wagon. I mean, you just start fabricating and tinkering with things, and it's usually, mine was anyway, were usually horrible. But I at least was trying and using my imagination. And, like today now, and I do like this, I don't know how to use them. It's like these 3D printers. You can take a 3D printer. And I'm like, you know how many cardboard boxes I had to go through when I was your age in order to get this fort or pillow, this fort done? And now you're using 3D printers and cut out, and you can make prosthetic arms. And like, I was doing good to build a pillow fort. And now you've got, I go into schools, especially like the East program, and visit with some of these students. And I was in Harrison last year, and they were building a prosthetic arm.
Really?
And this is the 8th grade class.
You're kidding.
No. I mean, it's amazing. And here I am, I was like, I'm doing good if I can like draw a stick figure. And these kids are building prosthetic arms. So I do have hope for our future. And, there's things that concern me about society today. And there's also things that give me a lot of hope and a lot of confidence. One of my bigger things is, again, getting back to the point of, human relations and how we communicate with each other, and that it shouldn't all be technological based. It shouldn't all be in acronyms or emojis or, things of that nature. Let's not lose the things that have made us great, that have made this country great, the American people great. Is it really wasn't technology. It was ingenuity, work ethic. It was a certain way that you carried yourself and how you treated other people. Those are the fundamental cores of what make us great. And so, don't want to lose sight of that, and we want to, hold on tight to those things, because you can be the biggest technological guru ever, but if you don't have any of these other skill sets,
that's right.
What kind of future are we going to have? And if we don't pass that down to these kids, these young people, that's our responsibility to make sure we're doing that.
I'm really big into the antique radio phonograph tape recorder. I've got an old tube-type tape deck sitting over here that we've been playing with. You'll be surprised how many people nowadays have never seen what I take for granted is what we call a record changer. You can put 4 or 5 albums on, or 4 or 5 45s, and hit the start button. It goes through and plays records and shut off. Wow. When we were doing radio, we had a record player set up there just on display. We had a guy come in, I guess from Batesville. He'd never seen a record.
That's unbelievable.
Had never seen. I've never seen or heard vinyl before. I've heard about it, but never seen it in person. We had a Johnny Cash record playing.
And there's a difference. There is a huge difference. So
wait till March of 18. I read online whether they're going to hold true, but the BMG Music Group of Columbia Records and the old RCA Victor label, going to be printing some vinyl.
Bring the record player back.
Don't need to. I've got like 9 of them at home.
Hey, listen. If they become popular again,
I'm trying to get rid of a few.
It's like Dale's like sitting on Bitcoin right here with record players. If they ever become, bring these things back, he's going to be sitting pretty.
Yep. But where's the technology? Where are we going with this? How many people say, oh, well, I want to hear the latest whatever song, and you pick up your phone. To me, that's not real sound. Listen to that speaker.
Here's part of the issue, and technology is good, and we need that technology growth. And he's right. Our kids need to focus on that market, because that's where everything's headed right now.
You bet.
But there's still got to be that human interaction.
Yeah,
there's still got to be that emotional tie that ties you in. And I'm going to use this for an example, and this is doesn't pertain to everybody that's homeschooled, but I'm just using this one kid for an example. I had a friend that was homeschooled, and his parents really didn't let him out much. And he was very smart. You asked this kid a question, book smart. He was great. His interaction skills were terrible. I mean, he did not know how to play with the others. He did not know how to interact with the others. That emotional tie is taken out of the equation. So we've got to look at the same thing when we look at technology, not to let that emotional tie and that relationships be pulled back from that.
And you know what helps with interacting is riding the school bus for your first 3 or 4 years of school.
There you go.
You learn a lot about the world and about the ways of
yeah.
life and social dynamics by riding that school bus. I probably learned a lot of things my parents didn't want me to learn. But yeah, the human interaction, and I think the thing is, you're not going to do away with technology or the progress, or how it's going to progress. So it's incumbent upon us as individuals to understand how to moderate. To appreciate. I love my iPhone.
Yep.
But I also understand there's a time when I need to put it down, not mess with it, not constantly be checking it, and it's up to me to discipline myself to be able to do that. And I think that's the thing that we got to pass on to these younger folks is it's okay to have these things, and this made life simpler and whatnot. But every once in a while, you should get up to change the channel on the TV. Every once in a while, you should physically flip the light switch and not just do it from your phone.
From your phone. Scooter, put this graphic on. There's nothing better. This is what I do on occasions when I've got the time. This is the original 1964 copy, Meet the Beatles.
Oh, wait, I've got the wrong thing apparently up on the screen here. There we go.
Try again. There's nothing like that sound.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I've got the CD. Well, not anymore. It's scratch, won't play.
Sure.
This is almost a 60-year-old record here. Plays fine. The sound is impeccable.
Yeah, it's 60-year-old. I mean, hey, kind of like those cars in Cuba.
There you
Just
go.
keep on plugging along.
Yep.
But we're talking about the emotional ties, and you got to think about this. If I picked up the phone and called my wife to tell her I love her, versus sending her a heart on a text, what's going to mean more to her? How's that interaction? I mean, this is, a couple of things you need to look that there is a moderation to how you need to use the technology.
And it's just, again, with anything in life, it's, moderation and using things responsibly, and don't become too dependent on any one thing. I enjoy a glass of red wine when I have a steak. Now, if I need to have a glass of red wine or a bottle of red wine every single night, I would dare to say that I'm not using any kind of moderation. So, the point that I think for us all is, as society and as Americans, it's okay to enjoy things, and it's okay to, to benefit from new advances in technology, but realizing that I'm not advocating that we go back to the Pony Express.
Right.
But what I am advocating is that we do understand the importance
Let's not forget what it took to get where we're at and the people.
Why we are where we are.
Yeah.
Why we are where we are. I'm in long-term care, having assisted living, and a lot of my views in the world have been shaped through my experiences in being around the 80 and 90-year-olds, for pretty much my entire life, and learning from their experiences and what they've gone through and challenges they've had to overcome. And so I remember in 2008 when the economy was kind of taking that nosedive, and I was laughing with some people that lived a carefree living, and they were saying, "You think this is a depression? You think these are tough times? Let me take you back to 1932 and tell you about my 12-year-old brother who dropped out of school and worked 10-hour days, made 35 cents, and had to give all that back to mom and dad so we could keep 2 pigs and 1 cow and a handful of chickens so we could eat. Those were tough times.
Those were tough times.
And guess what? Little Billy at 12 years old, goes off, becomes a successful business person. Today, you'd have child labor laws being violated, all kinds of things. But, what I've learned is that in going through a lot of difficult times, these folks, they took something from it, and they applied that to life moving forward, and it made them better.
Yep.
So there's always a little silver lining when you're going through difficult things. We all saw the housing crash. Well, hopefully what you took away, what some people took away from it is if you're making $45,000 a year and the bank tells you can afford a $350,000 house, maybe, just maybe, you should do some due diligence and say, well, but, can I really? Can I really? So it's incumbent upon us to understand, again, moderation, what we need, what we don't need.
Let's take a break. I misread my clock. I thought we were.
Oh, we're fine.
We're fine?
We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
And we'll be right back. With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
Life is too short to wear boring clothes. Welcome to Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique, where we carry the latest trends and fashions and accessories at prices anyone can enjoy. Feel beautiful while looking fabulous with a large range of fashions that fits anyone's sense of style. You're sure to discover something unique and new at every visit. Shabby to Chic also features 12 professional stylists, aesthetics by Amy J, a nail technician, and 4 tanning beds. Excite your style at Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique in Mountain Home.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
7:52 on this January 3rd, visiting with Senator Scott Flippo, wrapping up the show. Fiscal session coming up.
Aren't you excited?
Yeehaw, glad it's you and not me.
Well, I was just here. Hopefully,
people say, why did you run for office? I don't have to drive to Little Rock every 3 hours.
I'll tell you, the reason I came back from Little Rock last night to get on your show this morning was I was just hoping I was going to catch you with your checkbook. See if you wanted to prepay those taxes a little bit early.
No.
Okay.
We were talking on Philadelphia, Paul Harrell show, had Mickey Pendergrass on talking about taxes and how the taxes trickle in to the cities and the counties. And, of course, the parent company of Paul Harrell show is against all new taxes. I am, too, to a certain point. You go to that internet tax, and it's not a new tax, but it was kind of like an overlooked thing. But I want the income tax gone.
So I want the income tax gone too. So here's one of the things you got to look at. You got 3 million people in Arkansas. You know, over a third of them are on some form of Medicaid, so they're not paying any income. You know, they're not really paying any income tax. Then you have your retirees and people that, you know, you're not taxing capital gains at the same rate as you would normal income, nor should you. You've already paid taxes on that. Right. So you're going to leave yourself with a small subset of people, you know, really there in which to go and get an income tax from. Income tax inherently, it's an unfair way.
Yeah.
To, you know, for taxation, and I would agree with that. Before you get into, you know, cutting taxes, I will always advocate you've got to look at spending.
Yeah.
It's not just good enough to cut revenues. You must cut spending, and that's hard and that's painful because money has a constituency, and that's a lot of times that's people receiving something, be it a service or a product.
That's what
and if
Mickey
you go
said.
to take that away from them, They're going to be upset. It's what frustrated me about our party and our inability to get anything done with, regards to repealing Obamacare. Now we got the individual mandate done away with, but there's still 3 pillars that were left intact on that, and a lot of it is that Republicans were too scared to go back through and take this stuff away because they thought, and maybe rightfully so, that they would be held responsible in the next election cycle once all these people that got free insurance and then you went to take it away. Well, again, if you're going to be a conservative, you should understand and reason that there's going to be some difficult decisions that you're going to have to make that some people are not going to like, and you better be willing to stand up and look them in the eye and tell them why you're going to do it and why you believe it's necessary, because if not, then what Republicans are advocating is, we're going to grow government. We're just not going to do it nearly as quickly as our Democratic colleagues.
Yeah. Have I given you my idea for replacing income tax?
Let me hear it.
Okay, Jan Morgan was on with me yesterday on the Paul Harrell show, and I've given this out. I think even the governor's heard about it. You got a debit card?
Yep.
Every time I use it, charge me 5 cents. Not 5%, 5 cents. So if I use it 5 times a day, I just threw 25 cents in the pot. You got visitors coming in for Hot Springs, the racetrack. You've got Razorback football,
sure. Arkansas
State University, Henderson. Everybody comes in. Somebody is going to be using a debit card many, many times a day in the state of Arkansas. You get your tourist, charge 5 cents a swipe on a credit debit card. You keep that money for 2 years and you find your hot spots. Is it April, May when Hot Springs horse track is running? Razorback game, whatever it is. But I guarantee you could raise enough money off of a 5 cent a swipe debit to replace income tax. You pay personal property tax for owning a horse and a tractor and a combine.
I did not know that until recently. Yes, you do.
And a cow. You own a cow. You got to. We want fresh milk. You got to pay tax for owning a cow in Arkansas. Come on.
Unbelievable.
And if
people, but see, here's the thing. I wouldn't use my debit card. I would use my credit card because you get rewards and you get money back. So as long as you're responsible, and I tell people, credit cards are not the devil. What you have to do is exercise, responsible decision making, and don't put stuff on there that you wouldn't normally buy anyway. So I have, utilities, gas, groceries, everything I put on my credit card. I pay it off in full every month. I get free money for 30 days. Not only is it free, but you're going to give me stuff back for borrowing it. So go ahead and, let's make it 25 cents a transaction on the debit card. So I'm going to use mine, maybe once, maybe twice a week to withdraw cash. But after that.
But see, the thing is, it wouldn't be a burden on that few people that you were talking about in the income realm. Tourism.
But, again, Dale.
And people that come in from the state.
It's not just looking at the tax, but you also have to be looking about, not just how you're collecting the money, but the way that you're spending the money. And I think this is the conversation.
I've talked to Lieutenant Governor about that, too.
He
said, we got to cut the spending. You get with Tim Griffin, we got to cut the spending.
And that's going to be painful. And listen, people might be listening to this program right now and say, finally, somebody talking about cutting spending. Well, maybe you won't feel so great about it if it's spending something that goes directly that impacts you or something that you care about.
Well, we're running. I got to get this point in. The one thing that really ticks me off is the head football coach and the head basketball coach, University of Arkansas, are considered the 2 highest paid state employees. Well, not all that money comes from state. I don't care where it comes from. If he is a state employee and you're buying him out for $15.4 million, that's our money. Then put him in as hired by the University of Arkansas.
Well, the foundation actually, I think for like Coach Bielema, I think the state picked up $1 million of his salary that are $4 million.
Get the money?
What came out of the the Razorback Foundation, which is all private funds.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. Fans don't show up to the games, don't watch them on TV, and don't show up. Let's not, we don't need to pass a law or do anything if that's how people really feel. It's kind of like the kneeling during the national anthem. I don't advocate that we pass a law that makes it illegal to protest during the national anthem. You know what I did? I had tickets to go see the Patriots play this year. I sold them.
There you go.
And I just did, and I don't watch it on TV.
I
moved around about my day. So, I think that's the nature of college athletics as a business now. Yeah. But if it bothers people, here's the best thing you can do. Don't give them your money.
And the thing is, if he's a state employee and the buyout, he had 3 more years on the contract, heard the news today, $15-point-something million. I don't care if it's come from ESPN, CBS, or my tax dollars. If he's a state employee making that kind of money, I think he doesn't need to be a state employee.
I would have no problem with that. We can make him
if my public school is free and you're charging me all this money, you say, well, this is a state-supported school. Why am I paying all this? parent-teacher on back.
Hey,
You know.
I agree with you there in principle. I think it's absurd. You've got 8 seconds left. I'm going to give you the final word, Dale.
Gotta run.
Oh, well done.
Thanks
well
to
done.
Senator Flippo. Saved by the bell. See you tomorrow.